And joining us now with more on Israel's strike against the Islamic Republic of Iran is Iran expert and researcher at the Institute for National Security Studies, Benny Sabti. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, good evening.
And let me start by asking you, what is your analysis of the much anticipated Israeli retaliation against the Islamic Republic of Iran? Was this a successful operation in your view?
Not in my only opinion, but if we look at it objectively, it was a very successful operation against the Islamic Republic. Many facilities of the IRGC and the factories of the missiles and drones were hit in that night, and it caused for them not only losing the missiles or the drones or maybe some radars and the systems of air defense, but also these systems cost for them a lot in terms of billions of dollars. So it was a very great loss for the Iranian regime, and they maybe cannot be out of that for a few months. They cannot produce more missiles or more drones for a few months. So it maybe improve the situation with Israel.
Now, the regime first attacked Israel in April, and Israel responded by sending a message. And Iran certainly didn't get that message. They launched a second massive attack yet again on October 1st. And now Israel responded by sending an even stronger message. I mean, do you think this is a strategic mistake? There are those who called for much more severe response. Do you think perhaps it was a strategic mistake not to target the oil fields or the nuclear sites? I mean, did we perhaps miss an historic opportunity to bring about the fall of the regime?
No, we didn't have to hit their nuclear facilities or oil facilities, but the attack should be big. Even in the first time in April, our attack must have been much more greater to be seen by the Iranian public and the Iranian regime. If this late attack was in April, it was much better, because Iranians, in their tradition, they believe in what they see and what harms them in their vision. So they don't understand the small message that happened in April, and we wanted to tell them, please don't attack us, and we won't harm you anymore. If we did what they do from time to time, for example, you know, the first operation of Hezbollah in the 80s was killing 240 Marines of US. So it was a very big operation, and it brought them the message not to escalate with Hezbollah, and they were successful with that. If the first message is the biggest, is much better than escalating step by step.
Mm-hmm. And so how is the attack being viewed in Tehran? Are there any indications also as to a potential response or course of action?
Well, yesterday and even today morning, and the Iranian regime papers, they played down the attack. They wrote and said that almost no damage happened to their facilities. They are very good in that propaganda and bringing this narrative of Iran regime is the strong and the others are not. So this is the reality for them. But as the hours are passing, the world and us and they are seeing the real damage that happened. Many satellite images are out now, and they show how much damage was in Parchin area, where the missile research and production area is, or other places. So slowly they will understand, and the whole world also will understand what really happened there, and they cannot lie for so many long time. They have to stop maybe after 1 or 2 days, because we are not in 80s, we are not in 90s that they could lie as they want.
And U.S. President Joe Biden has said after the attack that he hopes this is the end, that Iran will simply back down now and this war will end. But, you know, this is a regime that seeks nothing less than the annihilation of the state of Israel, and it won't rest until it achieves this goal. So is this the end, or will Israel and really the entire region not be safe until this regime is toppled? And I mean, what is the best way to bring about a regime change and a new order in the Middle East?
Yes, unfortunately, I'm not so optimistic like President Biden. Maybe in the short term, we have some achievements and they can hold themselves for a few months. But Iran will provocate Israel as a Jewish state. They are very anti-Semitic. They will provocate also other Jews in all over the world and even the Western world, because they don't accept other ideologies. They don't accept a liberal way of life. So sooner or later, we will see some provocations by Iran regime, and this will bring more and more attacks against them. And I have to say, more and more retaliation from their side. We will have some kind of ping pong between us and Iran regime, and maybe other Western countries will join us also. But there is no choice other than changing this regime, helping the Iranian people, helping the liberal opposition. There are some democratic and liberal opposition abroad, and maybe we have to help them as soon as possible and stop this retaliation. The sooner is the better.
All right, Benny Sabti, thank you so much for your analysis today.